As educators, our use of language and communication is central to everything that we do. And an important part of what we do as teachers is to build in our students a sense of agency and identity. In other words, their ability to be able to see themselves as people who are effective and can affect change on their lives. Peter Johnson calls these choice words, and it's central to what we do as educators in working with students. Our use of language of choice words helps them to create a narrative of their own lives. In other words, they begin to understand that they are the agents of their lives, that they can affect positive change in their life. And part of our work in working with choice words is that we focus on their accomplishments as well as their persistence and their attempts at being able to accomplish the things that they're setting goals for. We're going to listen to teacher Sarah Soriano and students at Health Sciences High and Middle College in San Diego, California, talking about the school's emphasis on choice words in the ways that we build agency and identity with one another. And then they'll talk about an innovative student mentoring program that they've initiated at the school as well.
We've been building a lot of relationships this year. How do you guys use choice words and why are they so important?
So a way that we practice choice words to build relationships at our school is by not using bad words. But another way that we use choice words is speaking to people in a certain way. Like instead of telling them that they're doing bad in class and that they need to get on top of that, you could tell them, oh, I see that you're struggling in class and do you need any help?
I think it definitely builds their identity and it's more positive. It really boosts their self-esteem when you use positive words rather than like, oh, I'm disappointed, you did that wrong. It's a different tone and I feel like it feels better when you're like, oh, do you need help? I can help you.
Right. And do you just use these words with your mentees or do you use these words when you're talking to other people in class? How do you use choice words? Is it just, oh, if I'm just talking to my mentee, that's when I use choice words, or is it something that's important?
Choice words really applies to anyone, anywhere, at any time.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And it can help you later on in the future, jobs and your college, anywhere you want, positive attitude, show that you're into whatever you're around people.
Okay.
Just choice words, you can use it for yourself too. It empowers you in a way to, if you need to boost yourself up, you could always remind yourself that there's people out there that can help you, or when you're talking to other people, you find ways to tell them, instead of putting them down, you help bring them up, so then they look at their problem and they turn it into a positive thing, and then they go out there and they get help, or they change their attitude, and it's just it just makes your outlook better on the problem.
And I know that some people think that if you say something negative, then boost them up, or motivate them. Some people don't. If you saying, oh, you can't do this, you too lazy, or you a lot of negative things, they later on they set in their mind that they can't do it, they can't, that's how they was raised and stuff. If you have positive motivation saying that you can do it, you can reach to that goal, or any way, any positive words, they can oh yeah, I have many people who said I can do it, I could do it.
Okay, it kind of builds yourself up, and you were talking about that identity. And what about how you build your own agency, the actions that you make, and future actions that you have using these choice words? How can that change things that you do?
Choice words, it could really turn a bad situation into a situation that you can have a better outlook on.
And also the way that you talk to someone, the way that you phrase things, it also talks about who you are as a person. If you're willing to help them see the light in a problem, and they feel like to whoever, like even to yourself, like Dahlia said, or especially to our mentees since they're freshmen. It talks about who you are as a person, and it helps them see that you are someone who actually cares. And it's not like, oh, you did something wrong. It's I can help.
All right, let's talk a little bit about our mentoring program that we have here. Ernesto, you are one of the people that have gotten us started on this. Want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah. I'm one of the mentors here at HSHMC. I'm a junior, and I have 6 freshmen that I mentor, and basically what I have to do is like help them out like with any troubles that they might have.
As some founders of Connect Crew, what are some other responsibilities that we have decided on?
Well, for me, it's like making sure that they're having a good day, and if they look sad, just like cheer them up. And, oh, well, how are you doing? Like, what can I do for you? You want to have lunch? It's just a matter of having someone be there for you when you need them.
Okay.
A support system.
A support system. Okay.
Because it's definitely different from like middle school, and because I was intimidated like when I came to high school, and like having like someone you can depend on is definitely like something like you have confidence.
Yeah,
And
it's
understanding that there's some other people older than you who went through it, and like teach them their techniques and how to go through like their first year, second year of like high school.
Okay.
It makes like your first few days a lot easier, like having people approach you instead of you having to approach other people that you don't know.
Okay. Having them more welcomed here at the school.
Yeah.
That's great. I know one of our main goals this year was to make the younger students feel connected to the older students, freshmen with juniors, sophomores with seniors, and why is this so important as part of Connect Crew?
I feel it's important because it really offers insight on what our school is about and how we run our school, and we're really just a big family. We're here for one another. We're a giant support system, and we really instill the 5 pillars onto like the newer students, and I think that's really important.
And making the younger students closer to the the younger students feel closer to the older students, that it really like shows them that our school is all about unity and how like we stick together and we're one big family.
So what has been something that have been your guys' goals as mentors these last couple of months in the beginning of school for the younger students?
It's definitely to let them know that you're there for them. Like, we kind of barely met them, but it's like we want to be as friendly as possible and like seriously be like a brother or sister to them, so they know that they can depend on us. It's like they're not alone. They don't have to go through high school alone feeling like terrified that, oh, I don't get this, I don't get that, I'm going to fail. It's like they have people around them who care, especially us when we get to do it one-on-one.
And like to change the, you can say, stereotypes that older students are bullies and they're gonna push them down and make them look weak, and like we try to do that, the whole different thing, that we are a family and we are united, and it's just like what Nifa said, like brothers and sisters.
I think it definitely takes away the fear that they come in like the first day, like I'm alone, like what do? I have to act tough. And I think us being here, older students, knowing that situation they were in, really like eases them into high school, and it's a smooth transition. And it's just like, oh, it's just like any other school I've been to. Like, it's not that big of a difference, and they feel more comfortable.
Right.
And
So we have this Connect Crew mentoring program at our school, which I think is working really well. What advice would we have for other schools to have a program work just as well? What are some things that we're doing here?
I think a lot of it is being open to students' ideas. Like, for example, if someone wants to change something at their school, you have to be open to it and not just like believe in your own ideas. You have to be open to others' ideas, and to remember like to make a comfortable like school, you have to have multiple ideas. You have to have different aspects of everyone's beliefs and stuff.
Right.
And not only be open to ideas, but encourage them. Don't frown upon them or shove them aside.
And I think that the first, we have to look at ourselves. Do we need the change in our school around it? And like if we need the change, we start like motivation and have this open mind and get more students around to get like, yes, we need this mentoring program, or we need to get along with some older and younger students around to start the change of the school.
Right. I know this is something that we talked about starting this club and the mentoring, and we talked about it this summer, a little bit about how we wanted to start the first week of school. But then, so I think the first week of school went great. But sometimes, how do we keep that going? How are we keeping that momentum going, I guess, throughout this year?
Well, well, like in Connect Crew, we have our group of students, and every 2 weeks we meet up, and we have like a new, a new mission, I guess.
Goal, yeah.
A new goal, and it's like this week we finally found out who our mentees were, so we had to do something nice to meet them, or just it's like the small things. Like at first I just went around saying hi to my mentees, trying to get them to feel comfortable with me, and then I gave them my number, so then if they ever need me or something. And it's just like after that week, I don't know what we're gonna have in next week for our next goal, but it's just so every so often you have something new to do, and everyone's like reminded that someone's still there.
Yeah, so having a set goal really helps you
Motivated.
helps you get motivated to accomplish that goal, and once you accomplish that goal, you set another goal.